Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Thokozani Mabena. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing, for watching. If you haven't, just go ahead and press that subscribe button. Tell your friends to tell their friends and their cousins and their siblings to subscribe to my channel. It's a good one, I promise you. So today I wanted to speak on anxiety. I was hoping I wouldn't say so, but it's too late. I wanted to speak on anxiety and my little journey with anxiety and 10 of the symptoms that I recognize with myself that usually just communicate to me that I'm going through it. First and foremost, I think it's very important to tell you guys that anxiety has different stages. While mine is not severe, there are people that really struggle with anxiety, and it stops them from living their everyday life. Mine doesn't really stop me from living my everyday life, but I do have some really concerning symptoms that I experience and I note with myself. So it tends to be a little tricky sometimes. I've always been a little girl that experienced like panic in situations, like physical situations. If I find myself in a situation, I'll just be all over the place and just panic. And it was until at some point in grade 8, actually it was early on in the year in grade 8, where I was involved in a situation. I was calling my mom, I was frantic, and my mom was like, "Girl, you need to calm down. I can't even make sense of what you're trying to say." And we talked through that situation. I got home, and later on she was like, "You need to put yourself in a state of mind where when something happens, you do not react emotionally first. Sit back and assess the situation and see what you can do to get yourself out of the situation before being frantic about it." Now, it doesn't always happen. It's not always possible, but that's the advice that I took and I ran with. Like, everything that I go through now, anything that happens in my life, I'll react very calmly towards it, and then I'll sit back and find ways to fix it if I can fix it, and fix it. Only then will I, now try to allow myself to feel the emotional impact of it. Sometimes I really don't because it's too late and I'm over it, but sometimes I really do. Now, I recognize these anxiety symptoms with myself, and I've been recognizing a lot of those recently. I mean, if you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I've been telling you guys that as a family we've been going through a lot, especially with my baby sister being sick and my mom having surgery. It's just been a lot for the entire family, and I can honestly say we were all experiencing anxiety of some sort at some level, like all of us. So these are the 10 symptoms that I personally experience when I am going through anxiety. I just had to jot them down so I don't forget. The first symptom that I notice with myself is sleeplessness. Like, I'm a girl that likes sleep, okay? I enjoy my sleep. So when I'm not sleeping, if I get like sleepless nights 3 times consecutively, then I know that something's amiss and I need to sit down with myself and find out what that thing is. So that's the first symptom. The second symptom is picking nails, tearing my nails and messing up my cuticles with my fingers. I do that when I'm anxious, like even if it's just anxious for 5 minutes, if I'm going to go in and write a test, or I'm going to go in for an interview, or I'm doing something that's really just out of my comfort zone, I do that a lot. So that is another symptom that I look for when I'm going through stuff. That's that. And then the third symptom is tension around my neck and upper back. That goes without saying. If you feel tension and pain there, it's because of some stress and anxiety. You can do a lot of things to try and alleviate that pain, like work out, stretch, have someone rub your back. That could help, but that's a symptom that I find with myself. Tension headache. Now, I'm a girl that, I don't want to say normally, but I get migraines. My mom had migraines growing up, so my sister and I also took after that gene. But there's a difference between a migraine, a headache, and then a tension headache. So with tension, I will always like almost feel it around my eyes. So it will be like my forehead on one side and the eye. That's when I know that something is up, something is not okay. If I feel it for an entire, it could go on for an entire day, it could go on for like a week. I don't know. I think it depends on what it is exactly that's bugging me and how severe that thing is. Then I get that headache. And then I wear glasses. Generally, like I have a challenged eyesight, but when I'm going through anxiety for a longer period of time, then I get blurry vision, which is normally caused by the tension headache, but my vision is like on some other level. It's bad. Palpitating heartbeat. Yeah, no, that's like the worst. It's almost as if like your heart rate and your heartbeats are just they're so fast. You feel the constant need to take deep breaths. You feel the constant need to take deep breaths. Anxiety is in, yeah, that's the one. Constant overthinking, making up scenarios, correcting that scenario and solving it, and then again finding something wrong with that scenario. I am known for that, but for me, that's something that's just a part of who I am. Like I overthink things, and I just, I prepare myself for something that's to happen in the future, and I'm always just prepared. That's just the Gemini in me, but it can also be very severe and problematic when you have anxiety, especially concerning that particular situation that has triggered your anxiety. So watch out for that. And the last one that I have on here, I have 9. So the last one I have on here is clenched teeth. That is the most painful one. I say this because it has an effect on your teeth all day long. Like your teeth are like, and you don't do it consciously. Like you will sleep during the night and you wake up sometime during the night and your jaw hurts, and then you realize actually my jaws are clenched. Or sometime during the day you're doing something and you realize, I have a pain here, and then it comes to mind that your jaw is clenched. Now I don't want to play psychologist. I don't want to tell you how to go about dealing with your anxiety. For the most part, I will always just encourage people to seek professional help, but it's also very important to have people around you that understand you and the situations, and especially when you have like severe anxiety and depression, people that understand what triggers you. Anything can trigger you. First of all, anything can be a trigger with anxiety and depression. It's just that having people that will always help you notice your symptoms. That's one of the most important things. As soon as you can notice that, okay, there's a trend here of symptoms, deal with it before it really gets out of hand. And ultimately, just always, I don't know, if you're Christian, I think it's also a good thing to always try to consult the Bible, but I also kind of advise against that. The most important thing is to always have someone to help you professionally or otherwise. And you can be yourself. Like you can be your own help at times, especially when I make it a point to sit down and assess myself every week, what I've gone through, what I went through and how I reacted towards that, to recognize what could be the issue and what isn't. And sometimes my friends, my friends reprimand me for doing that, because it's almost like I'm encouraging and I'm attracting negativity. But it's always just be aware and mindful of yourself and your emotional state and your mental state, and that in that way you can always find ways to help yourself. I hope I helped someone somewhere out in the world. Again, always seek professional help over a normal person. I hope you have a good time wherever you are. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.